helping women get abortion. Originally in the
That
US.
just means I'm old.
You said it, not me. And now here in Europe. And Mara will be sharing a little bit about how the Netherlands fits into the wider context of abortion in Europe. Mara.
Well, thank you. I also want to say you should really go to PIC, the Prostitute Information Center. They do a great talk. My son and I went one of the last times we were here, and it gives you a very different view on the red light district, so highly recommended. I'm also going to bum you out. You know, if you look at the news, you think that the only problem with abortion is in America. And some of us have seen the Center for Reproductive Rights map about abortion. Joe's laughing because I always talk about this stupid map. So it's a map of abortion laws, and if your country is blue, it means abortion is legal in your country, but Europe is the poster child, is a masterclass in the difference between legal, which I don't give a shit about, and accessible, which I do. Yeah, so just because abortion is legal does not mean you can get one. And for instance, every country in Europe protects a doctor's right to refuse to perform an abortion over the right of somebody who is pregnant to get an abortion. And in many cases, this leads to entire public health care facilities deciding not to do abortions because they have one anti-abortion doctor, so the entire place is like, we're not going to do it. In Romania, what that looks like is 80% of public health institutions do not do abortion. The same doctors who work in those places will do them privately in their private clinics for tons of money. So that's a barrier to anybody who doesn't have money. In Italy, 72% of doctors don't do abortions unless you're in the southern half of Italy, and then 100% of doctors won't do abortions. In Hungary, you have to go to 5 appointments to get an abortion, and at each appointment, you are given a massive helping of shame and misinformation about abortion. And if you start this process at 10 weeks, you're told you're too late, because the majority of countries in Europe that have legal abortion cut off abortion on request at 10, 12, or 14 weeks. Now, as a menstruating woman, although I am at the end, sometimes you miss a period. You don't know that you are pregnant until you are further along. And these time limits are incredibly arbitrary. And then they have these, well, on request until this, and then under certain circumstances till this. But those certain circumstances are so vague and so open to interpretation. And as was mentioned before, the Netherlands, England, Austria, Germany, other countries, they have abortion in the criminal code. So, okay, it's allowed, but it's allowed except. And countries are putting people in jail for self-managing their abortions outside of the system, even though they are doing this under the World Health Organization guidelines, but Kinga will talk a lot about that. And people are like, oh, but what about France? France put abortion in the Constitution. Yes, to 14 weeks. Well done, France. And those of us in the Netherlands, Femke will tell you, she sees a lot of French women in her clinics, and also Belgium, 400 women a year come from Belgium to the Netherlands to get abortions. Ireland made abortion in 2018. Yippee, to 12 weeks. Oh, but you can get an abortion after 12 weeks if the pregnancy is diagnosed with a catastrophic abnormality, but 2 doctors need to swear on a stack of Bibles. No, they both need to certify with certainty, 2 doctors, that that baby will 100% be dead within 28 days of birth. That is not how medicine works. And the process can take months, and it's barbaric. So what I'm saying is, oh, Poland. Poland just published their new guidelines on abortion. Oh my God. What the guidelines do is spell out exactly how shitty their abortion law is, like exactly what the limited ability to get an abortion is. So you can get abortion in Poland if you are pregnant as rape, if you're pregnant as a result of rape, provided you have a certificate from a prosecutor proving that you were raped. I think a lot of you know what's going on there. The Polish state does about 100 abortions per year. and several of us at this table are part of the Abortion Without Borders Network. We facilitate over 120 abortions in Poland a day. So more abortions every day, a group of activists, most of whom are unpaid, than the entire Polish state. Only 6 countries in all of Europe do abortion on request after the first trimester: Sweden, Iceland, Denmark, the Netherlands, yay, and England, boo, because since Brexit you need a passport. Sweden and many other places only do induction abortion. So after the first trimester, you're doing an induction, which means you're having a mini labor. And Sweden and Denmark, it's very, very difficult to have an abortion if you're a non-native speaker, and Iceland is really expensive. And this is why it is so important for us to protect abortion access in the Netherlands. So there's abortion on request to 24 weeks. Alas, the clinics only do this abortion to 21 weeks, 6 days. After that, you need to have the abortion in a hospital. Again, this is a labor. So, but in the clinics, they do a surgical abortion. It is in and out in, with 10, 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes, rather than like 3-4 days of induction labor and delivery. So we really, really love the Dutch clinics, and the Dutch clinics are very welcoming to people from all around Europe. And the thing is, it is true that the majority, like 90% of abortions happen in the first trimester, but the people who need abortions after the first trimester are very often facing multiple obstacles to care: insecure immigration status, spoken language, physical or cognitive disability, domestic abuse, being a minor, having children or other caring responsibilities, living far from a transportation hub, lack of travel documents or travel documents that don't match your gender identity, and of course, money. And all of these barriers can happen to just one person. They intersect and are not separate issues. And that's before we start talking about other barriers to access, like, I don't know, Icelandic volcanoes, coronavirus pandemics, and wars, which also make traveling for abortion care very difficult. So the Netherlands, we have Abortion Network Amsterdam, Samen naar de Clinic, my organization supporting abortions for everyone. There's a group in Belgium helping people come to the Netherlands each year. So we really love the Netherlands, but we would like to see clinics do abortions to the full whack. The law is 24 weeks. The clinic should be doing abortions to 24 weeks. And your only option for an abortion between 22 and 24 weeks should not be induction, which can take several days. And the cost of an abortion in a hospital, if you are not a Dutch resident, is up to 3 times more than it is in a clinic. We'd like to see abortion in the Netherlands decriminalized, which I'm sure Kinga will also talk more about. And we also really need to be careful, because I think we can all admit, I am American, but I've been living in the United Kingdom for 19 years, but the right is rising, and we know that there will be more and more right-wing people put in power, and when right-wing people are put in power, abortion rights go out the window. And the thing about grassroots abortion activists is we start with access for the people who are in the most difficult situation. And most abortion laws are for the people who are in the majority of the situation. So people who have, jobs, and, the grassroots activists are here for the people who might not have jobs or travel documents or credit cards or pro-abortion friends and families who can help them out. And we're here to support abortions for everyone, because we think abortion access should be for everyone, regardless of age, race, gender, sexuality, faith, relationship status, financial status, or anything else. Bodily autonomy and reproductive freedom for all, period. End of sentence. Support your local abortion fund. Thank you.